Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of the Luminary Business Blueprint Lives, where I give you a deep dive or just a little bit more, a little bit extra to accompany the free PDF that you have. So this is the PDF that helps you plan your business around the lunar cycle. And when I say plan, what I really mean is how you set yourself up for success. So we are all used to the concept of, having a plan. If we don't, things don't happen. Yes, a plan can be changed for sure, but the idea of going from a vision through to then having something tangible and successful at the end of it, to have the highest level of success from that original idea requires a plan to then be followed and actioned and for it to come into fruition. My view, my experience is that in business, we seem to have one condition, one convention of how we go about planning for success, planning our businesses. And I don't believe one size fits all. So I created the Luminary Business Blueprint to give you an alternative option for planning around your business. And it is in tune with the moon. It's using lunar cycle. And from that, which, by the way, is actually not new, it's ancient wisdom, millennia aged wisdom. It's only recently become a fad to not follow the cycles of the moon and all that brings. But I do believe it's important to have an alternative. I do believe it's important to lean into the feminine energetics as much as the masculine. Ultimately we want to blend, and that includes that by definition means that you have to have both available. One way will fit better with you, feel more aligned, and actually different things will feel more aligned at different times. All of the above is true. But if you have found that you're swimming against the tide, if you feel that there is just a pressure, or that you just don't feel that you're stepping into your highest potential because you're working in a convention or a construct that just doesn't align with you, then this is the opportunity for an alternative. And with the business planning blueprint, I plan my business around the moon and have done for a while, a long time now. What I'm doing is on the lives is just explaining the phase that we're in, and then giving you, I guess, pause and reflection, ways to harness that particular phase right now. And as I'm running through these lives, I'm running through the phases live. And so this actual lunar cycle started on the 4th of August with the new moon. And what we've done ever since then is I've guided you. Each phase is typically around 2 to 3 days, 3 days. And I'm sort of just guiding you through how that energy is changing and how that you can use that, leverage that to your best advantage when it comes to planning in your business. And then the prompts are just there to keep that momentum going based on the goals, the intentions, what you set out to achieve on the 4th of August for this cycle. So what I talk about generally, you can apply whenever you watch this. You just need to know what phase the moon is in at the time that you're watching, or the time that you're planning to implement any of what we talk about. But then if you are watching contemporary, then I'm also going to give you a bit of an update on exactly what's happening celestial speaking as well. Because nothing in the cosmos happens in isolation. But we can use the cycle as a key milestone, wayfaring point as to things to consider, reflect on, review, just give ourselves that absolute optimized opportunity for our highest potential, which is what I'm all about. We can all live a limitless life. The vast majority, like just too many, don't. And wouldn't it be a wonderful world if more of us did live to our limitless potential? So about the moon then, so the phase that we're in is called the waning gibbous, or the disseminating moon. And so what we see in the sky, night sky at the moment, like tonight, is that the moon is now appearing to get smaller. We had the full moon at the beginning of the week, and now it's getting smaller. And what we want to be thinking about here is essentially checking in on our own energy, because there's a correlation between how illuminated the moon is and the flow of energy that we feel. So as there's less of a moon to see, there's less illumination happening, then we move into more reflection than action. The energy is shifting from doing to reviewing. We've still got more moon than not, than what we'll see. We haven't got to, unfortunately it's called a quarter moon, but you'd see as half the moon was illuminated. We haven't got to that stage yet. That's another few days away. So at the moment we still see more moon. So there is still more energy to go after those goals that you set on the 4th of August, those intentions. But there is an absolute recognition that you may be feeling less of a driving energy and maybe more contemplative and reflective. And that is of the moment. It's definitely about getting rid of what is not serving you. So we have to, this phase is all about being really discerning with our energy. That's kind of the number one takeaway from the next few days, is be really discerning with your energy. And what I mean by that is we've still got an amount of energy. We're not on depletion, we're not on the final stages yet. But it's not as full as it was a few days ago. So it's about using the energy we have wisely. What is the best use of our time? What is the best use of our energy in relation to those goals and intentions, aspirations that we set at the beginning of the cycle back on the 4th of August? So whatever is not serving you is definitely time to jettison that. Get rid of, shed, remove, release anything that's kind of holding you back, anything that's extra baggage that you do not need right now if you're to give yourself the greatest chance to succeed in respect of what you set out to a few weeks ago. So that absolutely could be activity. It could be obligations. It could be activity in terms of tasks. It could be activity in terms of social engagements. But it could also be in terms of the thoughts and the internal dialogue as well. So in the fullest, most holistic sense, have a real think, a real lean into, a real feel into what is holding you back, what is not best serving the energy they have. If you were to protect your energy right now, what is the thing that you need to not be doing? And in terms of sort of the journaling prompts, it's definitely, looking at your learn so far. So a way of understanding what, is going to give you the wind in your sails, as opposed to, that tides swim against you. Look back over the last few weeks and what has been working for you. What can you do more of? The stuff that's worked well, do more of it. If you were almost that to go slower, to go faster concept, what one thing could you do less of that's actually going to propel you forward? If you said no to one thing and therefore yes to something else, what is that? And how is that yes serving your goals and intentions. That's kind of the frame of reference. That's kind of the best view, or the best way to guide yourself through this phase of the cycle. What is flowing for you right now? And what can you do to feel more in your flow? That's really important. So it's kind of like being really in touch with and listening to, tuning into that voice inside that knows you best, and not drowning it out with external white noise. So definitely having, that for me, it works best in the morning, but whatever time works for you, having that some solitude time to really reflect on where you're at, and do almost like a check-in with yourself, and what is it that you are working on, what has been working for you, where do you feel your energy flowing, how do you get more of that, how do you curtail, stop, reduce anything that is draining your energy, so that you can be in your best place in terms of performance and energy for those goals that you set. So you can see this is a perfect opportunity to really lean into everything that I talk about. That soul, spirit, and strategy is very much focused on the goals and the actions that you're taking, the aligned action that you're taking. Undeniably, things don't happen if you don't take action, but being so much more in tune with the energy around you, and how that's impacting you personally, and what you can do to set yourself up for success. So really leaning into how and what has been working for you, in terms of whether that's a task, whether it's an activity, whether that's who you're spending time with, how you're connecting to yourself, how you're looking after yourself, and what is it that you need to get this final push through for this cycle to achieve those goals and intentions that you set. Now, divinely, and this is the contemporary piece, so right now on the 22nd of August, we have now got the sun moving into Virgo, which is all about honoring your health, and having rituals and rhythms, routines that serve you for your own health and well-being, but then also how that serves you to serve other people. Virgo is all about you doing what you do in service to others, and that soul path concept, why you're here and how you're doing that, but very much from a very diligent, very quiet energy of Virgo. Like Virgo is the one that just behind the scenes quietly gets on and does. And this is exactly the energy that we want right now in this particular cycle, is just knowing what is good for us. We know that you can't manifest. Virgo's a master manifester, because there's the idea, and then there's the aligned action, step by step, iterative, just keep going, and that's what we're focusing on now. We're going to keep going with whatever is the goals and intentions that you've set, being really in tune with yourself and the energy around you. The more tuned into sort of natural cycles and rhythms is going to serve you, and that is essentially what I've been talking about entirely right here, right now. But that's definitely at the moment, and and there's a potential tension. So I want to talk about that, because this is where this is what ends up feeling uncomfortable or confusing or disorientating, is that the moon right now, today on the 22nd of August, is in Aries, and Aries is a very driven, it's a very outward energy. It's about really pushing forward, and then everything I've just said about the phase of the moon, it's understanding the beautifully, elegantly nuanced, using that Aries energy to drive forward, but on the things that count, on the things that make the difference, that ultimate nuanced, tuned in, dialed in awareness and understanding of what is going to serve you and your goals and your intentions, your success, in terms of the energy expenditure, versus what is not. And that's the way that you deal with this potential. Like there may be a potential, you may be a drive, a voice inside, a feeling. It might be a monkey on your shoulder kind of vibe of you're not doing enough, or you're not far enough forward in the progress of the goals and the intentions that you set at the new moon. You're not doing enough. You might get, like I said, some self-criticism coming up, mean girl voice. And that will be playing from that place of, come on, there's more to do, there's more drive to have, we've got more to do. But it's understanding that we can harness that in relation to what's going to serve us best. So it's not an all out, just go for it, because that's what's exhausting. That's often where the alternative, which is that more masculine energy, which kind of doesn't pay any attention to the ebb and flow of energy, that will just expect you to do, and you get to this stage of doing, and it's exhausting, and you don't know why. And then there's like self-criticism or self-doubt creeps in, just that, and more mean girl voice, that inner dialogue isn't helpful, and then just ends up building up layers. It's not serving your subconscious helpfully at all. In fact, it's doing the complete opposite. And then ultimately you get more of a procrastination going on, you get more freeze, fight or flight going on. So that's where attention could come from. I don't think we address or acknowledge widely enough. So yes, there is an energy out there, absolutely, right now, to move forward, push. Using that knowledge, that awareness, that energy mapped to the lunar cycle, which is the phase we're in right now, is to understand our energy isn't infinite. So what is it that we can do that's going to best serve us? I still want to go. I've still got energy to go. I've still got a drive to go. I've still got things to do, still things I want to achieve. But I know ultimately I'm not going to best serve me all those goals if I'm just flat out. So that's the kind of that's the magic. And that's where that's how you start to step into the limitless of you, the highest potential of you, because there's an awareness and understanding, a different level of intelligence based on soul and spirit, as in based on understanding true you, understanding what is happening, that we're all connected to, this energy out there, and then bringing it back to your business goals, the intentions that you set. So a beautiful, beautiful dance, like just such an amazing, intricate dance. But the more you understand the individual players and the moves and the rhythm, a great analogy that just came to me. It serves its purpose. The more that you tune in, the more that you understand, the more that you rehearse the steps, the easier it is. So that's what I want to share with you today. I said we're moving into the waning phase of the moon, so we're seeing less of it in the sky at night, but still at this point in time, it's still seeing more moon than we're not. So protect your energy, lean into that beautiful Virgo energy that we've now stepped into the sun. Acknowledge the fact that right now the moon is in Aries, and knowing that you've got so much more to give, so much more to do. There is an absolute abundance of your success right there. It's just going with the right flow as opposed to swimming against the tide. Take care of you, and if you have any questions, want to know more about this, then follow me or join me in Stars and Shadows, my Facebook group. Hi Muriel, I've just seen the comments. Sometimes they don't work, so it's beautiful to see you here, Muriel. Oh yeah, really, really good to see you. I hope you are well. Stars and Shadows, where I can, and you'll see the link in and around where we are. If you haven't downloaded the PDF, free PDF, and that accompanies what I've been talking about, then again, that link is near to where you're watching this video right now. And yeah, I'd love to see you in Stars and Shadows for more regular updates on all things celestial musings. Take care of you.